Today I'm going to be making fig rolls out of some fig jam that I made at the beginning of this year, and I figured I better use some of it up. Now what I did was I've got Stedman yeast in here, and this yeast is made especially for sweet breads. Then I put 1 tablespoon of sugar on top of that, and now I'm using 1 3/4 cup of milk, and I want the milk between 98 and 100, and it's at 99, so it's perfect right now. Pour the milk in with the yeast and the sugar. And we're going to swish that around really good, just because we want to dissolve as much of the sugar as we can so the yeast can eat it. Alright, then we're going to put a cover on that, and we're going to leave it for about 15 minutes. Ah, yeah. Alright, now that our yeast is ready, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of butter, and this is just melted no salt butter. Alright, so we add the butter to the yeast and the milk and get it stirred in really good. Now, I keep my flour in a container and I shake it back and forth like this to lighten the flour up, so when I do my cups I get the right amount. And it should only take about maybe 3 to 4.5 cups. So, cup 1, cup 2, and see, I'm making a really small batch because we're going to be using a muffin pan with these, so I don't want very much. After cup number 2, we're going to switch over to the scraper. And this is the 3rd cup. And now we're going to use my scraper. And I just go around in a circle like this, scraping the sides, moving it back and forth. And I cut the dough to make sure the flour is getting all in there. I'm going to get another cup of flour, but I'm just going to add it a little at a time because it's probably not going to take all of it. And I'm going to start with pouring it over my hand like that, because I'm going to do this one mixing by hand. And this will tell me if it's too dry or too wet, because I don't want it real dry and I don't want it real wet. And you can use a stand mixer with this, yes. It's just that I prefer not to, because that way I got my hands in the dough and I know where it's at. Alright, now we're going to pat it around into a ball. And I'm going to use some melted butter, well, room temperature butter, and I'm just going to go over it and run my hands underneath the edges of it to make sure even the edges get covered. Hopefully you can see this. Hopefully, I can't see the back of my camera, so I don't know when I'm going off camera. Alright, so now let's cover it. And then in my oven, all I do is turn the light on. I don't turn any heat on. I just turn the light on, and then I put a bowl of scalding hot water in the bottom of the oven so the humidity is coming up. Alright, now we're going to dump our dough here. Now only let it rise for about 40 minutes, because that's all I needed. So we're just going to push the air out of it, flatten it out. Alright, then I took some the fig jam, and I mixed 1 tablespoon of butter in it and put it in the microwave for just about 15 seconds because I wanted to thin it up just a little so it didn't tear my dough and stuff as I spread it on, because when this is cold it's very, very thick. If you notice, I'm trying to get it as close to the ends as I can, and on this one side as close to the edge as I can, and then try to stay away from the edge on the other side. So now we're going to start rolling it. Then bring it over and seal it. So now we got to try to get 12 out of this. Should be able to. So we'll start with cutting it right down the middle. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I have a muffin pan, and I have buttered each one of them. So we're going to put these in each one of the pans, or each one of the cubbies, whatever you call them. We're going to brush butter on the top of them. I'm going to set this back in the oven. We're going to let it rise for about another hour. Okay, they're ready. Ooh, hot. Now all we got to do is let them cool down. So we'll be back when they're ready to frost. Look at that, don't those look good? Alright guys, this is butter, 1 tablespoon of fig jam and powdered sugar, and I pop it in the microwave for a few minutes to liquefy it, because if you don't, the butter's too thick. And then that's the frosting for them. Look at that, just enough to do all 12 of them. Oh my God. Really good. Alright guys, there it is. Fig rolls made in a muffin pan. So they kind of underneath, they kind of look like muffins. Really, really good. Thank you guys for watching.